Box art. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Most of the time, people don't even really think about it. We live in a world where your exposure to video games comes from many different places.
What's up, everybody?
The times where you would buy a game just because the cover was cool are far gone. However, back in the arcades, things were very different. In order to stand out, you had to design your cabinets to be appealing. If you have cool art on the header or side, it'll draw people in. Like if you saw this in the arcades, it would inspire you to, you know, play something else. It also helps that the screen would constantly have a demo running of the game, giving you a much better idea of what the actual game was all about. If we're being real, these were probably much more important than the actual cabinet design. But I don't know, that's a topic for another time. But, you know who didn't have the luxury of a demo running constantly? Box art. How do you condense your entire game into one promotable visual? You don't do it like this. Fighting game box art is such a weird beast to me, more so than other games. Like back then, for many people, their exposure to these games came from the arcades. If you bought it for the consoles, it was most likely because you were already sold from that other version. Today, a lot of people learn about fighting games from events, streamers, YouTube people, etc. Kinda like most games, but dialed up a bit. I'm one of those people where if you say the name of a game, the first thing that pops into my head will likely be the box art, but that doesn't really happen for fighting games. I'll probably think about some move you can do, or some character, which, hey, that doesn't help things. Most fighting games have pretty extensive rosters, and most of the time the roster makes up like the core identity of the game. And that makes it even worse when you probably can't fit each character on the cover. If you display a bunch of characters, at the best it can look really cool. At the worst, it looks super busy and weird. So most of the time, they just put one or two characters on there. Which characters, you ask? Why, the mascot character, of course. Pretty much every fighting game has a mascot character. Again, conversation for another day, but what I will talk about is how your mascot character will affect first impressions from box art alone. Let's take two examples. KOF 98 and 99. You look at 99 and you think, oh, that's Kyo, I know him. Then you look at 99 and... Who are you? Now, does this really matter? Probably not. Like, these two characters have a pretty similar design, and that big King of Fighters logo probably helps. I think the point I'm trying to get at is that you're typically going to see familiar faces on the cover art. Alright, that's enough game theory, let's just talk about some actual covers. My original idea for this was to run down a bunch of franchises and go over each game. The problem is that would take way too long, and I don't have that much to say about them. So let's divide them up like this. I'll go over 3 eras, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s/present. We'll talk about the best and the worst in each era. Also, opinions, hahaha, anyway. Let's start things off simple. Street Fighter II Turbo's Japanese box art is great at showing the game's roster in a very nice art style. It's a bit busy, but honestly that doesn't really take away from it. A lot of Capcom art from this era is a little bit cluttered, but you will soon learn that doesn't really make it bad. Super Street Fighter II on the 3DO. Yeah, I don't know, the 3DO. This is much more stylized than the last one. The colors used in this make me feel all kinds of tingles. Why did I write that? Dude, this one's just badass. The way the white contrasts with the black background and the red X, it just makes up for this game having the stupidest name I've ever heard in my life. You probably know this one. It's got Ryu sizing up Akuma. The art's beautiful. It's simple and clean. And remember, they're always watching.
Chicken.
Ooh, this one's sick. Ryu's punching Alex in this, like, evil, twisted version of passing the torch. You aren't passing it, you're aggressively handing it. I'll be honest, this one took a while to click with me. Whenever I looked at it, the word salamander popped into my head. But it's undoubtedly grown on me. You got this new protagonist front and center. First thing you can think is, who is this guy? Who's watching him? Then you see the lightning and you're like, oh, if you know, you know. Marvel 1's cover art is honestly a little silly. Like, what are they doing? What's happening? How did they get here? But there's something so elegant about it. It's just proudly showing its cast through absolutely gorgeous art. Ah, I love this one. Since Rival Schools is all about, you know, schools, you got your cast with their uniforms walking together. It just stands out so well. It just really gives off this cozy feeling. Like my basement. You don't know me. You don't know what this means. Since this game is essentially Capcom's Star Wars, the cover art is essentially Capcom's Star Wars. I just love the colors in it. I love how they contrast against the dark, spacey background. The pose on this guy is sick. What's his name? Hayato. From Marvel 2. I know these things. I'm smart. Look at this one. Tell me you can't just feel the environment it's creating. That sounds stupid, probably. It may look simple, but there's so much going on here. It's all covered in this beautiful orange hue. Now look at Harry Bogard. I love this one. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Like this looks objectively kind of dumb, but like, the boy, dude, this one. Just step back for a second. Look at this one. This one like breaks every rule I talked about earlier. There's no mascot characters, no ensemble. It's not a cool action shot. It's just the final boss sitting there, just waiting. It's so sick. Maybe it's just because I'm like a big Fatal Fury Dorcas, but this might be my favorite one so far. Now look at this one. Look what they're doing to my comfort character. If I was alive when this game came out and you showed me this image, it would probably scare me. Look at my boy Garo, man. Look how beautiful this is. And you know what else? The Dreamcast version is also sick. Look at it. It's like I fell down and I'm looking at my friends and they're saying, hey, it's okay, bro. This is another favorite of mine. I just absolutely love the posing of all the characters and the overall framing of this shot. Like, this goes hard. It doesn't go real bout hard, but it goes hard. I think I just have like severe brain rot, but like this cover is cool and all, but the quote just really makes me laugh. Guilty Gear is as good as it gets from videogames.com. I can't tell if the Cyberbots cover is really stupid or really cool. I think the colors in the background just make me think about Gurren Lagann, so that's why it appeals to me. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Do you expect me to not include this one? You show me a Rocky art like this and I'm supposed to ignore it? Did he actually draw this one, or am I stupid? And KOF R2. It's cute. I don't know.
I'm trying to cook some food. I ain't recommend it.
What's going on here? Why are these the two characters you chose? They aren't even fighting on a street. This doesn't really make sense. Oh my god, Akuma, what happened here? Do I need to explain why this looks ass? Probably not. In a time where hand-drawn covers reign supreme, what the hell is this? This one's like the sauceless version of Tekken 3. Like, I get they were still figuring out 3D, so I want to go easy on it, but like, I don't know, he's just standing there. Menacingly! Hey, remember how great that Street Fighter 3 cover was? Here it is in the West. What did they do? Don't worry, it gets worse. Like, Ryu and Ken look fine, but like, what's going on back there? So like, we all like to laugh at Tekken 1's cover, but like, for the time, I think this is alright. Like, yeah, it's silly, but you know, it gets the job done. Now Tekken 2, ooh, what's going on? You got the characters just slapped on with no cohesion, and then look, there he is. Remember how good the Marvel Capcom 1 cover art was? Well, here it is in the West. You can't really see anything. Why is it so zoomed in? You know what the worst part is? It used to be worse. Why? This is a crossover game. You can show off all your little cool characters, but no. No, we don't need that. Oh. Hey man, you doing alright? You want to show me what's behind the curtain? Maybe the box art is back there. Balls. This is just the Street Fighter 3 cover. Great! This cover has lore. 2 years after the last tournament, a new chapter in the legendary battle begins. I don't know, this one's just cool. And look, there he is. The first time I saw the Brawl box art was the day I learned what it felt like to die and go to heaven. So many series are on display here, all walking towards you with this heavenly light blasting through the darkness. God, it's so cool. This game may be a little bit, but the box art ain't all that but. Oh my god, I can't write that. But you know what's even less but? The Japanese box art. Damn, look at that. Honestly, I think I prefer this version. And I hate to say it, but I prefer both of these over the other Capcom SNK covers, but don't worry, we'll get to those. The KOF 98 re-release on PS2 absolutely has one of my favorite cover arts in the series. It's super simple, but super clean. Super simple and... Look at KOF 2002. Look at it. If this cover were a person, I would take it on a beautiful dinner date at the Olive Garden. Not only does KOF 11 exist, but its box art is goddamn beautiful. It's so stylized too. I can't believe this is the Western release. Bloody Roar 3. Sonic Unleashed. Resident Evil 8. I may not know what Bloody Roar is, but this box art is a bloody roaring good time. I don't know. I don't think they thought this one through. Like, this isn't that bad of an idea, but like, You gotta finish it, man. I think most versions of Street Fighter 4 had pretty ass box art, but Super Street Fighter 4 absolutely takes the cake. Like, this looks rough. The models just don't look good here, and like, what is the framing of this supposed to mean? I liked the Japanese Tekken 4 cover art, but the Western version, oh no. Why is this so orange? Nothing about this game is orange, except for the 4 in the logo. Also, like, look at them. Stop it. Go away! The first time I saw the Melee box art was the day I learned what it felt like to die and go to hell. It just looks dumb. What are they supposed to be doing? It doesn't even look like they're fighting. Also, all the little faces are an okay way of trying to show off more of their roster, but like, it kind of just demeans them. Like, they aren't worth being on the cover. Get out of here. Okay, so we got like Street Fighter Alpha Ryu next to like straight to VHS Terry. And they're professionals. This is guys. This is it, guys. Capcom and SNK together at last, and this is how we celebrate. You know what else had? But you know who else had bad box art? The sequel. Like, all the art on here is good, but it's put together in such a boring ass way. Like, having Capcom characters in the SNK art style and vice versa is such an amazing idea, and they did it so good in the actual game. But like, why are these the characters on the box art? This is him. This is your Capcom rep. This is your boy. For having some of the best presentation in any fighting games ever, both these games have such lackluster cover art. It's super disappointing. This one's just stupid. Like, the logo art is cool, but they just slapped all these characters at the bottom. It might be one of the worst examples of trying to show your roster on the cover. Also, why did so many Capcom games on PSP have this stupid template? Look at the Power Stone cover in Japan. I should have mentioned this one earlier. Look how good it is. Now look at the Western version. Ew. I forgot to mention this one. Look at Power Stone 2 in Japan, and now look at it in the West. What happened? What did they do? I haven't mentioned Mortal Kombat yet, mainly because most of the box arts, like, they kind of just look exactly the same. But MK9 is a real good one. You got the boys fighting it out. I love the colors. I love the logo in the background. It's just great. Alright, now this one's admittedly a little bit boring, but like, I think it's alright. The colors are really nice. Ryu's pose makes a V shape, which pairs nicely with the 5 in the logo. I like how the red pops, too. Honestly, if this game was better, this would go hard, you'd admit it. I've always really liked Tekken 7's cover. I think it's cool how the faces don't, like, fully line up. Like, it'd look really silly if they did. Ew. The light shooting out from the hand, divided into two faces, the dark red color. This has aura. You look at this and you know something's going down. This one's just really nice art. I love how it captures, like, the gothic charm of Darkstalkers, and dare I say, it's my favorite cover art in the series. Dude, this one's just special, man. It's so nice having 2D hand-drawn art box art again. This one was just an instant classic as soon as it was released. The colors pop, it's busy, but it doesn't feel cluttered. I had a poster of this art in college. That's how much I love it, even if Donkey Kong looks a little... Mortal Kombat 11. Ultimate. I just like the perspective of the chain. It looks neat. Damn, look at this one. I have no idea what's going on here, but it looks cool. The colors are really nice, and yeah, I like it. The Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. This one is just a celebration. It's absolutely my favorite art in the series. You got the boys. Look at them. I love it. It's literally my wallpaper right now. With its re-release, we got a new SVC Chaos cover. Damn! Why is this the best Capcom vs. SNK cover? Uh-oh. You know, this game wasn't all too bad, but the visuals were absolutely not that good. And this cover expects me to look at it and feel impressed. I don't. This one hurts, man. I love this game, but I just really don't like this cover. Why is Hawkeye front and center? Why is Ghost Rider secretly possessing the art? Why are some characters just big, bulbous heads? It's ugly. I don't like it. It's not as bad as this one, though. This is box art with an asterisk next to it. Just slap some PNGs next to each other. It ain't a big deal. I don't like the big ass swoops. It looks weird. You know, this cover would look pretty cool if they didn't put the stupid heads at the top. Good lord. It ain't as bad as the sequels, though. Injustice 2 has like 50 covers, and they're all ass. It's just boring. I don't even know why I included this one. It's not even that bad. I don't know. This just looks like temporary box art. Like, it doesn't look finished, but no. this is it. I might get some flack for this one, but I never really liked the Guilty Gear Strive cover. Like, I don't know. For how much style the game has, this cover just feels lacking. It's not bad, but it's not great. And, of course, Street Fighter 6. I've heard it all. It looks like he's sneezing, but that doesn't forgive them for the fact that this is what they went with. This is the cover. This is what it will always look like. Forever. Unless they make another version of the game, which, like, it's Street Fighter. I'm sure they will. Anyway, I think that should about do it. Let me know if there's anything I missed. I'm sure I did. In the end, what was the point of this? I don't know. It was kind of fun. It's just interesting and seeing how companies try to present these games we've invested so many hours into. So it's just funny to me to see how so many can just drop the ball in this department. But also how so many can be something special. And how many of them can just fall somewhere in between. A lot of them are just pretty forgettable.